Rider fans, and welcome to the Bronx Hot Seat, the show where you get an up-close and personal glimpse into some of Rider's teams and student athletes. I'm your host, Karen Torsha, and I will be joined today by the Rider women's soccer team. On the hot seat with me are juniors Caitlin Wiley, Angela Monaco, Carolyn Wiley, no relation to Caitlin, and Jen Meyer. Our last two are sophomores. So, ladies, I promise this will not be painful. We'll go through some soccer-specific questions. Then we'll have a little fun, do a little rapid fire, first thing that kind of comes to your head. So I think you guys can handle that kind of stuff? Yep. Okay, good. Rider's women's soccer team was picked to finish 6th in the preseason poll by our coaches and currently has an overall record of 9-4-3 and 2-2 in the conference going into this weekend's pivotal matchups with Iona and Fairfield. So, Caitlin, we're going to start with you today. Recently, the team beat last season's regular season champion Marist 5-1, and then held Siena, who was the eventual tournament champion last year, to a scoreless tie in double OT. What did the outcome of those two big games mean to the team, and how's it going to help you all going forward this season?
I would say it's a huge contribution because it compares us to last year, beating a team 5-1, not just beating them by like 2-1, and then tying 0-0 we felt like a loss because we should have won it. But I'd say it's a huge contribution. Good.
And I should point out that when you guys beat Marist, they were undefeated in the conference at the time. Yep. So now they're 5-1 with the loss to you all. And then the MAC tournament is coming up quickly, a couple weeks. It's hard to believe the season's already progressed that far. What do you think the team's going to need to do to qualify for it? I think you guys currently sit in 5th place right now, in the top 4 qualify. What are you going to need to do in the next couple weeks to qualify for it and then eventually possibly win the whole tournament and go to the NCAA?
In order to definitely qualify for it, we have to win the last 4 games. This way we know we're definitely in. So not like last year where we had to wait until the last game in order to find out. And as to prepare for the MAC playoffs, we just have to keep doing what we're doing.
Good. Angela, we will move on to you. I know that your coaches always stress different things at practice depending on who you're going to be playing in your next game and things. What do you think has been the underlying theme the most throughout the entire season as you face different opponents?
So far this season, on offense, he's focused a lot on crossing and finishing. And on defense, just keeping our shape. We practice that a lot.
Good. And do you think that's helped you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, good. And as a back, you're kind of one of those people is that the last line of defense before the ball gets to the goalie, and Rider's had a lot of great players in that position over the years. What do you think is the most important thing you've learned about playing that position since you've been at Rider?
Just to stay connected. In my position, he's wanted me to join the attack a lot, but always focused on defense being my first priority.
Good. Carolyn, one of our sophomores. The team has no seniors this year and overall is relatively young. How have you all been able to come together so well and play so well together as a team without having that senior leadership?
Yeah, there's no seniors, but we all look to each other as captains. There's no defined captains, no seniors. So we all kind of just contribute in to the team and know that not one person's going to take responsibility, get the team motivated, but it's all of our jobs from, the bench to the field to everyone.
Good. And just talking a little bit more about your defense, your goalies have had 7 shutouts so far, including last Sunday's scoreless tie with Siena. How do they direct and guide the defense so that they have the best opportunity to make saves when the ball comes their way?
Yeah, the goalies are really key to specifically the defense since we are the last line before the goalies. And yeah, they tell us when we can drop, when we're dropping, when to step to the ball and close down a player and which way to force them. So it just really helps us defend easier so that they don't have to, make a tough save.
And are they pretty vocal with you guys?
Yeah, they're really vocal and it really helps, so we enforce it.
Good. Jen, you are 2nd on the team in goals and points behind Abby Cottom, and the teams that we play have said that the two of you are a really difficult 1-2 punch to kind of counter because you're such offensive threats. What did you work on the most in the preseason to really establish yourself more as an offensive threat, even more than last year?
Coach had in the spring and force, he had quoted a take-on artist where pretty much me, Abby, Jet, all the forwards, working on defeating players 1v1, getting into the box, taking shots, getting to the line, getting crosses in. So I think that definitely helped us.
Good. And in the 2 games prior to Sunday's scoreless tie, I think you guys outscored your opponents 10-2, and overall you're outscoring everybody all season 35-18. What do you attribute the team's offensive output this season to the most?
I think I definitely attribute most to, like, we had the same offensive line last year. So, like, we're used to each other. Like, we worked a lot on, like, movement off the ball and, like, working together during the spring and preseason. So I think that definitely helped us a lot.
Good. Awesome. All right. Well, now that does it for the soccer-specific questions. So get ready, because now I'm really going to put you guys on the Bronx hot seat. So I'm going to ask each of you 2 questions, okay? One right after the other. And I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind after you hear it, okay? Sometimes the first one is a little easier than the second one. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're very random and off the wall, but we're just trying to give you guys a glimpse a little bit, or give our fans a little bit more of a glimpse into you guys a little bit off the field, all right? Caitlin, you ready?
Sure.
Who has been the biggest influence on your life?
I'd say my sister.
Why is that?
Just because she, like, I learned a lot from her. Like, when I go to college, do all my work, stuff like that, work comes first.
Good. I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that. You better tell her she better watch the show. And your second one is, what celebrity would you most like to meet?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. That's actually a very good one. You didn't even hesitate on that. Some people are like, oh gosh, I don't even know. But that's good. I wouldn't mind meeting Will Ferrell as well. All right, Angela, you are up. If you could travel to any location you haven't already been to, where would you go?
Italy.
Italy. Okay. Have you been anywhere remotely close to Italy?
I've gone to England.
Okay.
Closest.
Closest. All right. Your second one is, what is the last book you read that wasn't for a class? Thought this might
Deception Point.
What is it?
Deception Point.
Okay. Did you enjoy it? I haven't even heard of it, but is it a mystery? What kind of book is it?
It's kind of like a mystery. It's kind of like the Robert Langdon books.
Okay, good. All right, Carolyn, you ready?
I think so.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. I'll be 30 in 10 years, so
We have a baby. That's what everybody point out. And Carolyn is 20, so she's not a teenager anymore. That's good.
Definitely settle down with family. As studying education, so definitely an established job in education. Definitely family. Some kids, you know.
Perfect.
Happy family.
Okay, good. I like it. If we asked your teammates to use one word to describe you, what would it be?
Oh, goodness.
Notice I'm asking you how they describe you, not asking them to describe you.
That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know, funny, outgoing. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd pick one.
One. So there's not one
There's
word.
many.
There's
There's
multiple.
many.
So if I
Yeah.
ask these 3, they probably all
They
come up
could
with a different
probably
word.
come up with a different one.
Okay. All right. We'll give you that one then. Maybe when the cameras aren't rolling, I'll ask them to give me a word for you. So, and Jen, last on our Bronx hot seat today. When you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Actually, a soccer player.
Okay. All right. Excellent. That's good. It's so far so good. And what is your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie? Probably The Sandlot. It's like
Sandlot.
one of my favorites.
Good choice, good choice. Okay, well thank you ladies. That concluded your time on the Bronx hot seat. I hope it wasn't too stressful. I think we all made it through just fine. So, and I'd like to say thank you to the women's soccer team for joining us today on the Bronx hot seat. We do wish you guys the best of luck this weekend and the rest of the season, and hopefully qualify for the MAC and bring the MAC championship back here to Ryder. So. For more on the women's soccer team at Ryder, please visit our website at gobronx.com. And thanks for watching the Bronx Hot Seat. Go Bronx!